What is a tube mic? The simple definition is that a tube mic is a type of microphone that uses a vacuum tube as part of the mic's amplifier and impedance conversion circuit. Though we often think of classic large diaphragm condenser mics such as the AKG C12, the Telefunken 251, the Neumann U47 and U67, Sony C800G, and many more as prime examples of tube microphones, other examples include small diaphragm condenser mics such as the Telefunken M260, the Soyuz O13, the Neumann M150, and more. There also are tube-driven active ribbon mics, such as the Royer SF24V and R122V, Golden Age Projects R1, and more. At its most basic, a tube mic is simply a traditional condenser or ribbon microphone that incorporates a tube in its active internal amp stage. Now, this is an internal preamplifier in the mic that boosts the very low level signal coming off the mic's diaphragm. This preamplifier, known as a head amp, amplifies the signal so that it can drive the cable feeding the mic to the mic preamp, channel strip, or console. Now, for more information on condenser and ribbon mics, be sure to check out the other videos in this series. But the role of a vacuum tube in a microphone extends beyond amplifying the tiny signal originating from the diaphragm. It can also serve as an impedance converter, managing the impedance of the mic's output so that the signal is able to travel safely down the mic's cable into a mic preamp and console input without loading or other ill effects. A variety of tubes have been used in microphones over the years, from the common 12AX7 to the 6072 to the more esoteric types such as the VF14. In the early days of microphones prior to 1970 or so, a tube was the only option for this application, but with the advent of solid-state devices, FET microphones or FET microphones began to take over as the dominant type of mic, since they were cheaper. But many engineers still prefer the tonal characteristics that a tube provides. Compared to a solid-state device, a tube has a different type of harmonic distortion, a different tonal response, and a different dynamic response that many vocalists, musicians, and engineers prefer. For this reason, tube microphones remain a popular choice and are still manufactured today. One difference between tube microphones and other types of microphones is with regard to power requirements. Any tube microphone will have specific power requirements that go beyond what traditional phantom power can provide. For this reason, tube microphones generally come with a dedicated power supply. A multi-pin cable runs from the mic to the power supply, allowing the power supply to provide the power that's needed for the tube to function properly. The audio signal is split off inside the power supply to a standard XLR connector, which is then routed with the regular microphone cable to the mic preamp or console. Another difference is that to work their best, tube microphones need to warm up for a short period before use. I generally try to turn on my tube microphones at least 15 to 30 minutes before a session, longer if possible, to ensure the tube is warmed up, stable, and ready to go. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about audio and music concepts like this, visit the news and research page at sweetwater.com or check out the other videos in our glossary terms playlist.